What is going on, family? We out here. Welcome to the Juke family. Starting off the stream, the draft live stream. And we're going to be counting down from 1 to 32. And we're going to see what the Giants selection will be at pick 25, man. I'm excited. I hope y'all excited, man. I see a couple people in the chat already. Let me start blowing out these socials real quick, man. Let's keep rocking with it, man. How y'all doing today, man? I hope y'all doing well. I'm excited. I genuinely don't know where the Giants are going to go, and there's so many ways that they can really take this. So I'm really excited. I'm excited overall on where they can pick. You know, I'm thinking cornerback. I'm thinking defensive line. I want wide receiver, but I feel like it's going to be too obvious, and I don't think they'll take that, man. But I'm willing to see. And at the end of the day, I'm ready, man. I want to know how y'all feeling in my first live stream. Haven't turned the camera on in a minute. Haven't done so in a little while. So it's good to be refreshing, be able to do this, and it might be starting something brand new. Starting something really nice, man. Let me just blast these out real quick. Let me know how y'all feeling in the chat, man. We here. It's been a long road coming. And not too much to talk about except some Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones drama. That's literally what all this offseason was about. Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones drama. I'm just glad we're able to be here now. Let's go ahead and pull this out real quick. If you don't already, man, subscribe down below. Road to 1K is still active, man. Subscribe. Like this stream. We trying to push it out there. And we just trying to get busy, man. Road to 1K still live. We at 650 right now and climbing. I appreciate every single one of y'all that are subscribed and every single one of y'all that are here, man. Shout out to Azil. He said, who you want the Giants to draft? Man, is there even a topic? Like, there's so many different receivers in this draft. I feel like we need to address that. But in my opinion, Jordan Addison is the man. Jordan Addison is the man. And I might throw on some highlights shortly, show y'all why I think he should be and why I think we need to draft that man. Like, we need to get him in New York Giants blue ASAP. Who do you want your team to draft, Azil? That's what I want to know. Who do you want your team to draft? If you don't already, subscribe to the Juke. And once again, on IG, follow me on the Juke, man. I do a lot of socials on there. A lot of different updates on there. Still uploading on there. My boy got that nasty. Yeah, man. Yeah, I was trying to go play with the Yankees like Anthony Volpe. I had to get rid of the beard real quick. It's been that long since I turned on my camera, too. It's really just been that long. It's crazy. Well, let me know how y'all feeling with it, man. Live stream. Who do y'all want y'all teams to draft? Christian and Azil. Who are you all looking at? This man said, I'm a Pats fan. I'll take any weapon from Mac Daddy. I can't hate, man. I can't hate. He's the second best quarterback in the league with the last name Jones. So I can't hate. I think for the Patriots, I think they need to address wide receiver, but it's just after Jackson Smith, I feel like there's just such a big fall off, man. Like, it's just, it could fall between Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison and Quentin Johnston, but I feel like you could see them fall to the second round as well. It's tough. It's tough right now. We got 5 people in the building, man. Once again, like up the stream if you haven't already. The more you like it, the more people are going to be able to see it. So I appreciate y'all doing that, man. And once again, this is my first live stream. I love everybody that's in here. Love all my subscribers, man. So the best thing to do is just to vibe out and just talk with y'all, man. So appreciate y'all so much. But yeah, man, I think the Patriots are probably going to go for a receiver, but you know, it's just all about who's off the board by the time they pick. I think they got like pick 15 or so. We got less than 5 minutes until the NFL draft begins. And if you don't know already, if you haven't watched the NFL draft as much, it takes like 10 minutes for the first pick to be in. And the Panthers made that trade not too long ago. And they ended up, the Panthers traded for the first round pick, first overall. And they should know who they're going to draft by now. At the end of the day, they should know who they're going to draft. I'm just waiting to see like how long it's gonna take. Like they usually wait all the way up until the last second when they know how it's supposed to be and when they know how it's supposed to go. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited overall. And like I said, it's been a long time coming. Not too much to talk about in this offseason, but there are a couple things that have taken place. Jalen Hurts got a contract about a week ago. You had other guys like Lamar Jackson finally got a contract today. And I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy they actually ended up getting a contract. Once again, we got about 5 people in the building, man. Say what's up in the chat. Let me know how y'all feeling, man. And once again, drop all your favorite teams down in the chat. And let's have a little conversation about whose team is better. Let's talk about who is going to draft who. And at the end of the day, we're just trying to get better, man. We're just trying to get better. Less than 3 minutes away from the NFL draft beginning. It's going to take a long time, but listen, if it's up to me, Bryce Young is going to be that number 1 overall pick, man. Bryce Young has to be that number 1 overall pick. The Panthers made the trade for it. And if you make that trade and you draft somebody else, I just can't understand that. I won't be able to condone it, man. Over the bar, shout out to you, my guy. He said, yo, let me know what your favorite team is, man. Drop it in the chat and let me know who do you want to draft. Who do you feel like is one of the top picks in this draft, man? So, yeah, man, like I said, I really want to see where the wide receiver falls through. And I think you're going to see a lot of defenders in the first round. And if I'm being honest, you've seen a lot of reports saying that a lot of the defensive linemen, a lot of the defensive backs, it's a very deep cornerback draft. And you can see them going all over the first round pick. So it's going to be interesting, man. Christian Patriots need a new QB. Dang, that's tough. That's tough. They did say that Mac Jones was being shopped, though. So you never know. I mean, you could see a trade going on in the first day. They're showing Bijan Robinson right now. If y'all watching it, man, Bijan Robinson is a beast. They say he's probably like the second best player in this draft, and you probably won't even see him get drafted till the late first round, maybe middle first round, because they just don't value the running back position. Yeah, but Patriots need a new QB, but they're not bad enough to where they can get a great one. And knowing Bill Belichick, he's not going to trade up. If anything, he's going to trade back. Poinciana Eagles been going crazy. Nah, that's crazy. Nah, I ain't going to lie. They are been going crazy. Who do you think is the second best quarterback in this draft? It's a great question. In my take, I'm going to go with what it was the moment the season ended, the moment the college football season ended, and the number 2 guy was C.J. Stroud, and I think it's going to be C.J. Stroud. At the end of the day, his draft stock has been falling recently. You've seen a thing where he took like a cognitive test, and I've seen things where he was in the 18th percentile, but then I also see things where he scored an 18 out of 100. And for y'all that don't know, 18 out of 100 is failing. If anything, I know. For y'all that know me personally, man, I struggle a little bit. But, hey, C.J. Stroud scored 18 out of 100, and all of a sudden, man, people don't think he's smart enough to be a quarterback and stuff like that. Listen, man, I saw this guy go toe-to-toe in the college football playoffs, and he willed his team to almost win. They ended up missing that field goal, but going head-to-head with Georgia, and Georgia being one of the top teams, C.J. Stroud did his thing, and I definitely think, he's going to end up being the number 2 pick, the number 2 quarterback being taken. Anthony Richardson, you look at what he did at the combine, everything was crazy with his 40 time, with his broad jump, all that stuff, but he's just not technically sound right now, so I can't see him being the second best one. In the long haul, who knows, man? No one can really predict it. Lamar Jackson was number 32 when he got drafted, and you just saw this man become the highest paid player in NFL history. So shout out to my man Lamar, man. We got Will Levis. Shout out to Kevin, man. Welcome to the chat, Kev. Let me know what your favorite team is, and let me know who your team is going to draft. Will Levis, number 1, is crazy. And this is one of the things. C.J. Stroud was the number 2 consensus quarterback. And all of a sudden, his stock is going down. Will Levis is going up, and Will Levis hasn't played a single snap. Like, it's just weird. I don't really... All this smoke ends up happening because I remember last year, Malik Willis was rumored to be the first quarterback maybe. That man went all the way in the 3rd or 4th round. Like, it was so blown out of proportion. I can see the same thing with Will Levis. I don't think he's going number 1. Like I said, the Panthers better take Bryce Young, and if they don't, I don't know what they're doing, man. Azil saying 18 out of 100 is wild. It is. I'm not going to lie, but listen, the first thing he said, he was like, I don't go to take tests. I go to play quarterback. So I'm not going to hate on him for it. I don't think if you put me in there and I'm 98 out of 100, I don't think I should be drafted to play quarterback. Sometimes you got to know the position. Sometimes you just got to play it. So I'm not going to take that and just run with it. Kevin Cruz had a Russell Westbrook stat. Dang, that's crazy. 18 out of 100 is nuts. 18 out of 100 is nuts. But, yeah, man, the NBA playoffs is going on as well. So I think it's a great idea for the NFL to continue doing this on a Thursday. As you know, the NBA playoffs always goes around this time. They're going to have games tomorrow. And listen, man, tomorrow, a Friday night, we know the NFL draft was not going to take over like all the ratings. So, them doing it on Thursday night, them having it by themselves. There's one playoff game going on, but it's one of those series that we're just like, hey, man, I don't think the Hawks are going to win. Y'all let me know if you think so. But, man, we got 8 people in the building right now, man. Make sure you're liking up the video, like up this stream. We're trying to push this content out there if you haven't already subscribed. And, yeah, man, let's get straight to it. Shout out to my dog, Ricky. He said, woo, let's get it. Ricky, let me know, who's your favorite team? Who are you rooting for, man? It's perfectly fine if you don't got a team. You can root for the Giants, bro. This is what we're here for. You see the other fitted right here, man. Love to be a Giants fan, and at the end of the day, they have so many different options at pick 25, but so many people can get taken, and we really don't know what's gonna happen. If you're in this chat right now, how many trades are gonna happen in this first round? You've seen a lot of crazy things happen. You've seen people trade up for a certain player, but I'm really wondering if the Giants are going to be bold enough to do so. Joe Schoen is a different type of GM than we've seen in this Giants regime for a while. And a trade can happen. But if anything, I'm expecting us to trade back. Everyone wants us to be super aggressive, go straight forward, and try to trade for somebody that they like. But sometimes, man, when you have holes like the Giants do, you can't give up more assets to get one different person. We have so many holes that I'd rather just sit behind and fill those holes, plug those holes with the best player that's on the board, man. I love wide receiver, but if Jordan Addison, if Zay Flowers is gone, if Quentin Johnston's gone, I'm not taking a receiver. I could trade back and feel comfortable. That's just my take. But y'all let me know, man. He said, woo, let's get it. He said Hawks winning tonight. Hey, man, I hope they do. I hope they win. I don't want to sound like a hater. I'm anti-Boston. I'll just be real. Obviously, me being a Giants fan, Giants and Patriots always dueled against each other. They dueled and Giants always stood victorious. But I never wanted Boston to do well, and I'm never going to root for the Celtics. So listen, man, if Hawks can go out there and win, let them keep winning. That's exactly what I need. But, I just don't see it. But who knows, man? You just seen the Heat take down the Bucks. I mean, if y'all a fan in the chat, y'all let me know. The Heat should take down the Bucks. But Jonathan, shout out to my dog Jonathan. He said Colts. Oh, how could I skip over? He said Celtics can't choke again. They better not. If they choke again, then they're really going to be done. Jonathan says Colts, man. Who are the Colts going to take? That's the real question. Colts have the number 4 pick. Yo, they're showing some Commanders shoes. They need to get that out the screen, man. Commanders suck. He said Colts. Who are the Colts drafted at number 4? Are they going to trade up for Jordan, CJ Stroud? I'm sorry. Are they going to trade up for him? Are they going to sit back? I'm genuinely wondering. Got to root for the Giants, of course. Let's go. King Ricky, shout out to you, my guy. Got to root for the Giants. It's never a bad time to be a Giants fan. We haven't won in the past 10 years. That might have been the worst time. But, join the clubhouse now. We're starting to propel and get forward, man. Nobody's seen us going to the playoffs and winning a playoff game, and we did. So, shout out to the Giants, man. You're going to see some trades for sure. I'm thinking, if I had to make a guess, probably around 3 to 4 trades that's going to happen. And that's a lot. At the end of the day, when you're making those type of things, man, you're going to see people want to get different players, and people are going to try to reach and go get that player. Will Levis might be that type of guy. If they see Anthony Richardson fall deep enough, I can see a team trading up to go get him. And I'm just being honest. The hype is there. Everybody wants Anthony Richardson because of his physical metrics and whatever they can try to see. So I could definitely see Anthony Richardson going out there, man. I love how Lamar stayed. Lamar, man, that situation was getting worse and worse by the day. Lamar Jackson's contract situation was getting bad every other day. Him talking about people talking about him not having an agent. Those type of things almost made it seem like he wasn't going to get a contract by the Ravens at all. And, he agreed on one of the biggest contracts in NFL history, the biggest contract in terms of total revenue, $255 million, $260, something around there. And, yeah, man, he stayed loyal to the soil. At the end of the day, he did what was best for himself, but also best for the team. He's an MVP winner. Why are we not paying our MVP winners? I understand some other quarterbacks, Daniel Jones, he got a bag, and he hasn't done even a smidge of what Lamar Jackson done. And if you ask me, I think my guy's going to be better in the long run, but, that's just me talking. Daniel Jones, listen, man, If y'all don't watch Giants games, you guys think that Daniel Jones is trash. Watch this upcoming season, man. I'm just glad that we have a regime that's actually going to tool around him, give other weapons for him because, bro, he has not had weapons. But let me not turn this to a Daniel Jones thing. Let me not. I know he's happy, but Heat are trash. Listen, bro, the Heat did something I didn't expect them to do. I'm just going to be honest. I genuinely did not expect them, man. We still got 8 people in the building, man. Comment in the chat. What's your favorite team? Comment in the draft. Who's going to be the number 1 overall pick? Like I said, it should be Bryce Young. Bryce Young or nothing else. That's literally all it should be. Bryce Young and nothing else. At least 7 trades. 7 trades would be crazy. 7 trades would be nuts. I can see teams like maybe the Chargers trying to trade up to get somebody. Get their quarterback, of course. Why is it leaving my name? Justin Herbert. Trying to get G Herbo, another weapon. Trying to get him someone to replace Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's only getting older and only getting more injured. So, they might have to trade up and try to go get somebody. But I'm interested to see who would do it. I'm interested to see who would trade. Trade up to get some type of guy. It's going to be interesting for sure. It's going to be interesting. Going to be a wild night. I'm ready, man. We ready. I'm in it for the long haul, man. Hope y'all are too, man. I'm going to be streaming this whole time. Once again, like up the stream if you haven't, man. We're trying to push this content out there. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I believe everybody that's in here is subscribed. So appreciate y'all. Love y'all so much, man. And I'm going to be in here for the long haul. So just know y'all can get your popcorn. Y'all can get y'all food. And just be ready. So now they're starting to look like they're going to start the draft in a second. There's so many different delays that goes on, and Roger Goodell gets booed every single time he's on stage. But I'm actually listening with no sound, so y'all can boo through the chat if you want. Pat's going for Zay Flowers. Listen, man, I hope Zay Flowers got a drop to the Giants. That's what I'm hoping for. I hope Zay Flowers somehow, some way makes it to pick 25, and we pick him because I think he's one of the most explosive players in this draft. I think Jackson Smith from Ohio State is a great route runner. I think he has great hands. I think he has a great overall just number 1 wide receiver in this draft. But Zay Flowers' explosiveness, I don't think anyone in this draft has it. And I'm just being honest. He's very explosive. He's very elusive. And, you might see a guy like Kadarius Toney comparisons maybe. Giants fans aren't going to like that. But Zay Flowers, man, once again, I hope he falls to the Giants. But you can see the Patriots taking him. You could. In my opinion, I just don't think Bill Belichick's going to go that route. I don't think Bill Belichick will, man. But y'all let me know down in the comments, man. Got to be Alabama. It's always going to be. Alabama's quarterback is going to be the number 1 pick. If they don't take him, I don't know what they're doing. Man. Unless they got some Chiefs fans on. Because if you didn't know, it's in Kansas City. Unless they got some Chiefs fans on the board, man. It's going to be a big night, man. We're almost there. We're almost out there. Big Chiefs fans on the stage right now. And, while we're here, man, let's just put up why do I think Jordan Addison is going to be one of those picks. Why? This man went out and balled out this past year. Not this past year, the year prior, putting up over 1,600 receiving yards. Jordan Addison is just a dog. And I can definitely see why people will jump off the ship. If he had the season he had last year going into this draft, he would be the number 1 guy hands down. Number 1 guy. He led the whole college in receiving touchdowns. He would be nice. But, he did have a little fall off. Oh, they got Pat Mahomes with the trophy. What the heck? Oh, man, they brought Travis Kelce and everybody. Listen, just start the draft, man. We get it. We understand. But never mind. Thank you, Pat Mahomes, because we did see the Eagles lose, and I'll trade that any single day. All right, man. So we just going to switch over here real quick. Jordan Addison, a dog. Straight up a guy that you get him in space, give him the ball, he's going to do his thing. He's just going to do his thing. Jordan Addison at USC this past season, man, with Caleb Williams, he definitely had a little fall off, but that was because of a couple injuries. But Jordan Addison is a guy that you could put out wide and just give him the ball and let him work, man. Give him the ball, let him work. I do think, once again, the explosiveness like Zay Flowers is not there. But in terms of route running, sure-handed ability, he's there. I think he's there. So Jordan Addison, man, coming out of USC once again. Just look at him, bro. Look at him, man. He needs to be a New York Giant. He needs to be. In my opinion, he has to be a New York Giant, man. Once again, we got a couple people in the building, man. Like up the stream if you haven't already. Put in the chat below, man, who's going to be the number 1 overall pick. Bryce Young is going to be the guy, but y'all let me know. Bryce Young, I think, is going to be the man. Y'all let me know down below, man. Do we have any Giants fans in the building? Is there any Giants fans in the cut right here? I thought recruited Jordan Addison is going to be the guy, man. Jordan Addison is going to be the guy. So, the Panthers are officially on the clock. Once again, 10 minutes on the clock. It's the longest 10 minutes ever. And I'm just being real. The longest 10 minutes ever. If you don't see already, I already have it on this TV as here as well. 10 minutes to decide who is going to be, and realistically, it should be there already, man. Bryce Young should be the pick. Nothing else. Nothing else. And Lemonade King Ricky said, yeah, we starting, bro. We starting right now. Bryce Young. It has to be. It has to be Bryce Young. They're showing the trade right here, man. Getting back DJ Moore and a first-round pick next year was huge for the Bears. Like, literally huge. In my opinion, I don't think Justin Fields is going to be all that great. I'm not hating. I just heard some people talking about Justin Fields being better than Daniel Jones, and I thought that was ridiculous. Like, that was straight cap. But man, we got 8 people in the building, man. Like up the stream, man. We trying to get there. But the Panthers need to make Bryce Young. Gonna get interesting after 2. I think the draft officially starts after 2. It officially starts. If I see a different name on this list, I'm gonna be shocked. But if I see a different name, it's gonna get crazy. But I think it officially starts after 2, and we're gonna see. Hey, Tyler in the chat. Hey, Tyler, let me know who your favorite team is, man. Who your team is going to draft. He says Richardson is the best QB for real. We might see. Hey, in 5 years, you never know. In 5 years, realistically, you never know. Anthony Richardson, I think he has all the physical traits that you would want. And he's just a big athlete. Like, he's a great athlete, but when it comes to playing quarterback, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough in this league, man. You got to be extremely accurate. You got to have some zip on the ball. He has good touch, and, he looks like he has good accuracy when he's by himself throwing to people in some shorts and T-shirts, but it's a different game when you got people in your face, man. It's completely different when you got people in your face. So I'm interested in seeing where Anthony Richardson falls and who jumps up to go take him. It's gonna be crazy. We got bro what Fields over. All right, man. Azil says, bro what Fields over D Jones any day. That is crazy. That's crazy, man. Justin Fields didn't even throw the ball last year. Like, I don't even think y'all realize that. Like, yes, he did everything with his legs, and he just, you can argue the weapons weren't there. The weapons just weren't there, but you got to turn water to wine sometimes, man, as a quarterback. I'm not saying he's Jesus or whatever, but I'm not saying he's Jesus. I just think you got to do better than that. You have to do better than that. Like, that's just unacceptable. We're going to look up his stats real quick, man. Let's swap over here real quick. Justin Fields in 2022 threw for 2,200 yards. People made fun of Daniel Jones for throwing for a little over 3,000. Your boy threw for 2,200. 60% completion percentage. He had the touchdowns there. But, listen, man. I can't see him doing so every single game. Average 149 passing yards a game. 11 interceptions. 11 interceptions. I haven't seen that he can actually do this yet. And here's a big number to highlight. 55 sacks. Can't win in this league like that. You can't. And if there's anyone that knows that, it's me, because the Giants had a bad offensive line for years, and we've been trash for years. But 11 interceptions, man, you can't do it. Can't do it, man. Tyler says Titans. Hey, they were talking about shopping Derrick Henry. I heard this, I heard that. And I don't know where this is coming about, but it was talking about Derrick Henry being traded to the Eagles. I need y'all to do me a favor. Please don't let that happen. Please don't let that happen. I can't see that man in my division behind that offensive line. I can't do it. I can't do it, man. And Kevin, my guy, he's a Cowboys fan. We can't see Derrick Henry in our division. I'm sorry. We just can't. I can't see that happening, man. King Riggy saying, like when Banchero got Paolo and no one thought that. Hey, man, you could see that come about. You could see that happen, but I just don't see it. But hey, man, If whoever it is at number one that's not Bryce Young ends up like Paolo Banchero, aka winning Rookie of the Year, you be happy with it. I'm just being honest. I didn't see it happening. I just really did not see it happening. Tyler saying we need a quarterback back. Y'all need a quarterback. Hey, Will Levis. Kevin said it was Will Levis number one. No, Will Levis is going wherever the Titans are. I believe they're pick 11, if I'm not mistaken, around that ballpark. Listen, Will Levis is going to be a Tennessee Titan. That's what I think. I think he's going to fall down to them and he's going to take them. Anthony Richardson could fall as well, but like I said, I can see someone just trading up and trying to get him. I can see it. It's going to be interesting, like I said, man. But at the end of the day, Bryce Young's going to be number one, and the draft starts after that. That's literally what it's going to be. We'll take Richardson, let him play behind Tannehill till his contract ends. It's not a bad idea. It's not. But listen, this is what gets me. This is what I don't understand. Y'all just got Malik Willis last year. Everybody was so high on Malik Willis, saying that he could be a really good quarterback. Y'all just drafted him. And he was supposed to sit behind Tannehill and learn under him. Now we're talking about drafting another quarterback. You know, this is why it's tough to bet on those type of guys. It's tough. It's tough to bet on those type of guys when you don't know what it is. We got almost 10 people in the stream right now, man. Like up the stream. Comment down below if y'all here, man. Comment down below who's going to be number one and who's going to fall after Bryce Young. That's going to be the interesting piece. What happens after Bryce Young? We got Kevin Cruz and Justin Fields is a stud. Listen, I don't want to hate. I really don't want to hate. I just haven't seen it yet. Man. The Panthers pick is officially in. Like I said, should be Bryce Young or bust. Nothing else, Bryce Young or bust. I'll read the chat after this pick, man. But it should be Bryce Young. You make all these moves, you trade up, it should be Bryce Young. But we're going to see in a second right now. I'm watching on this stream. It's a little delayed. So if I turn to my left, it's because I really want to see what y'all see in real time. If you can see it in the corner a little bit right here. But listen, man. Bryce Young or bust shouldn't be nothing else. My brother's a Panthers fan, and he's been waiting ever since he was hurt that DJ Moore left. But I think if you trade out a franchise wide receiver for a franchise quarterback, you take it any day. Christian Rivera saying Fields gets a ring before Jones. Man, I will bet money that both of them might not get a ring. But I didn't say that. We just waiting on that pick. Hey, Bryce Young, why he look like he doesn't know if he's getting picked or not? The camera angle a little weird. Can we announce the pick already, man? Man, I'm just so hyped that the draft is actually starting. You might see something crazy happen. You just might. You might see something crazy happen, man. Here we go. Kevin says, brother, I got all my gear on right now. So, yeah. Dallas Cowboys fan in the building. Who's the Cowboys going to draft? That's the real question. I can maybe see y'all going maybe offensive line. Maybe add another defensive piece. I seen them talking about Bijan Robinson, but I think he's going to get taken way before the Cowboys. Unless the Cowboys straight up. Hey, man, here it goes. The pick is going to start. Bryce Young. It has to be Bryce Young. Bryce Young. It had to be Bryce Young. It was going to be Bryce Young. We knew this all along, man. We knew it was going to be Bryce Young. Bryce Young is a Carolina Panther. Carolina fans, stand up, man, because I think he's going to be a guy. I think he's going to be really good. And I think, hands down, he was the best quarterback. There was no other person in this draft that was better than him. You know, you couldn't trade up to the number one overall pick and draft a guy like Anthony Richardson. Like, they were just blowing smoke. All those different reports that were coming out, they were blowing smoke, man. Let's continue to read the chat. You hate Levis. Why? Why you hate Levis, man? Everyone's so high on him now. I don't know what it is. Kevin says, unfortunately, he impressed literally everyone on his pro day. Are we talking about Levis? I might be late to that. It might be about Levis or Anthony Richardson. Bryce Young, man, going to Carolina. Carolina might have a quarterback now. They haven't had one since Cam, bro. They haven't had one since Cam. And ironically, I believe he was the number one overall pick as well. So you can see this happening, man. Who did he just dap up? Was that Stetson Bennett? It might have been Stetson. CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud coming out soon. Now the draft is officially starting, man. Is Houston going to go quarterback? My prediction, I don't think so. I don't think Houston's going to go quarterback, but, you know, we'll see. We could just throw on a couple of Bryce Young highlights real quick just to see my guy do his thing. If he was in the class next year, though, he wasn't gonna be taken ahead of he wasn't gonna be taken ahead of Caleb Williams. I'll just say that right now. Everyone's falling in love with Caleb Williams by like a mile, literally by a mile. Bryce Young holding out that number 1 jersey for the Panthers, man. We knew this. We all knew this. If you didn't know, you thought Will Levis, man, you a fool. You are a fool. But looking at Bryce Young real quick, man, just a playmaker. Like Alabama this past season, normally they're stacked. And honestly, I wouldn't say he had a stacked roster. I know we got some Patriots fans in the building. I think Mac Jones' roster was way better than Bryce Young's roster this past season. I definitely think he had that because Alabama didn't even make it to college football playoffs. But you know, Bryce Young still had a good season, a really great season. Once again, I think Carolina made the right choice. There was no way you weren't gonna go Bryce Young. There was just no way. Man, I'm still thinking about what the Giants are going to do, man. I think the Giants have to go our receiver. I just wonder when the first receiver is going to be coming off the board. Might come around 10. But if I'm the Texans, you knew Bryce Young was not going to be there. And shout out to the old Texans coach. You know, he said that he was going to not. They knew he was going to fired. And he ended up just still going out, winning a game, screwing the organization over. That's all he did. Texans could have had Bryce Young. And they won that last game. Chicago lost, and they took that first pick, man. Looking in the chat, it says Malik Willis don't got that dog in him. What? You might be right. But, hey, man, y'all made that pick for a reason. It wasn't a high pick, though, because we knew Malik Willis wasn't going to be all that. We just knew. Bijan Robinson to Chicago. That would be crazy. That's actually not a bad take. Him going number 9. I believe, yeah, Chicago has 9 because they traded back with, yeah, He might just be that. Bijan Robinson, Chicago. That'll make them a lot better. They already had an elite running game with Justin Fields and their other running backs in the backfield, like Montgomery. Adding Bijan Robinson to the mix after getting DJ Moore, after getting Chase Claypool, which I don't think Chase Claypool's all that, but you traded for him. So, hey, they stacking up some weapons in Chicago. Let's see. Kevin, I'm going to slide back to you from that. Will Anderson going next. I seen that. I seen Will Anderson going, but I just think the Texans can't pass up on their quarterback. I think they can't. Like, who's to say they're going to be towards the top of the draft next year? You might have to. C.J. Stroud sitting right there. It might be C.J. Stroud. It just might be C.J. Stroud. The pick is officially in, and we're going to be shortly seeing what's going to happen, man. Got a couple people in the building, man. Once again, appreciate y'all being in the cut. Continue to like up the stream, pushing this content out there. Let's just stay with it, man. The pick is officially in, and I think it's C.J. Stroud. It got to be. It has to be C.J. Stroud. Bryce Young's too small. Man, I don't believe that. I don't buy him being too small. You know, like I've seen plenty of quarterbacks that you see in the Drew Brees, the Russell Wilsons. Like I don't think it makes it easier for you, but you see guys get it done. I love how all of a sudden, you know, Bryce Young's too small, but Kyler Murray is pretty small too. And I mean, you could argue, you know, he just got injured, but he didn't get injured from getting sacked. He got injured from, you know, a non-contact injury. But I think the Texans pick is gonna be C.J. Stroud, man. I think it has to be. Ain't nothing else. You believe that apparently he's the first player out of Bama going 1? Wow. Is that true? No Alabama player went number 1? Did any Alabama player go number 1? I should put NFL. If that's true, that's crazy. That might be nuts if that's true. Not since the 1948 draft. 1948 draft, that was the last time an Alabama player went number 1. That's kind of crazy. But the pick is in. I think they're about to announce the pick now. Once again, it has to be C.J. Stroud. It has to be C.J. Stroud. Here we go. Pick's got to be announced. C.J. Stroud. Yep. C.J. Stroud. Houston, man. So Will Anderson is still on the board. C.J. Stroud is a Houston Texan. I'm I felt like they were blowing smoke this whole time. You know, them saying that they weren't going to take a quarterback. I think it was just them saying so people can try to trade up. That's all it was. People trying to trade up. They're trying to see if they can get like a king's ransom out of that number 2 overall pick. And it ended up going through to CJ Stroud. Like I said, man, we got around 9 people in the building, man. Like up the stream. Put in the chat who's your favorite team and what's your reaction so far. I think, hey, man, I'm 100% so far. Now is when the real draft starts. You know, the first 2 quarterbacks off the board with the first 2 picks. Now it's really to see what's going to happen, man. Texans got to go QB, Azil. And they did. CJ Stroud from Ohio State is going to be a Houston Texan. And before this season, I was saying the whole time, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be 100% authentic. There's no reason I have to lie. I was saying this past season for the Giants is going to be CJ Stroud season. I really did. I thought the Giants would be drafting towards the top front end. I thought Dan Jones' tenure with the Giants was going to be done, and we were going to be drafting CJ Stroud. So I definitely did like him coming out of Ohio State. I felt like he did a great job this past season. I felt like he's going to be a good quarterback. But you're drafted to a bottom franchise now. Like, you're drafted to a franchise that hasn't had a quarterback in a minute. Deshaun Watson was that guy a couple years ago, but besides Deshaun Watson, they never really had a great QB. And you saw how Deshaun Watson's tenure went. But CJ Stroud, man, Ohio State, he's going to be a Houston Texan. He's going to be H-Town, and it's going to be good. I think it'll be good for them. But once again, bottom 5 receiving corps. Everything's pretty low on that team, so we'll see what they're doing, man. Tyler says, who you got going through? You see, now the Cardinals are on the clock. I could see them trading back, but with nobody being able to trade for, like, nobody's going to jump up for a quarterback. The Colts have to know that the Cardinals aren't going to draft a quarterback. So Anthony Richardson, Will Levis will be that number 4. Will he get drafted to the Colts? That's a real question, but I think they're going to go Will Anderson. Will Anderson to the Cardinals, man. I think that's what's going to end up being the pick. They have to go best player available. It doesn't make any sense for them to draft a quarterback. It doesn't make any sense for them to go anywhere else. So I think you got to see Will Anderson going to the Arizona Cardinals. That's my pick, but, you know, who knows realistically what they want. You know, as the clock ticks down, I think they're probably conversating their ideas and conversating on what they can do, seeing if they can trade back, because once again, they don't need a QB, and you might see a person wanting to go get a QB up. So it's going to be interesting, man. CJ Stroud to the Texans tonight. 1, Bryce Young. 2, CJ Stroud. I think that's exactly what I thought it would be. One of the craziest things, though, was that this past season, man, when he was in the playoffs, you seen him take off. You seen him make big throws. And people thought that, if anything, he was going to quiver in that moment, but he did exactly the opposite, man. Like, his highlights in that Georgia game were fun to watch because this guy was, like, the only reason why they were even in contention. They had great weapons, and obviously they're a stacked team, but overall, I just didn't think that they were going to hang around with Georgia, and you saw him making some plays, man. As we're looking right here in the beginning of the game, he has the ability, man. The ability's there. It's just about trying to build around these QBs. I think that's the biggest misconception with these drafts. Like, some quarterbacks, you know, don't get me wrong, some quarterbacks are straight dog water. I'm going to be honest. Some quarterbacks are straight dog water. But most of them are just not back. It's about how you surround your quarterback. Next pick is Will Anderson, rock out Nate. You might be onto that, bro. It has to be, though. In my opinion, that's what the pick is going to be. It's going to be Will Anderson, best player available, going to the Cardinals, man. That's what I think overall. But we're going to find out in a second, man. The pick is still not in. It's a minute 53 in. They might be trading it. When you see the clock go down by this much, it just might be traded. It might be traded. But we'll find out shortly, man. If you haven't already, once again, man, we got 5 people in the building. Like up the stream. Try to push this content out there and let me know who your favorite team is and when are they going to be picking and who are they going to be picking. The draft takes forever, man. It literally takes forever. Sorry if that was ASMR. I'm not aiming for that, but comment in the chat, man, who you got going next. I think Will Anderson's the move at pick 3, but I definitely can see a trade happening. A minute left. Bro, they're probably going to the wire trying to figure out a deal. That's just me, but what do I know? What do I know? If I'm making the pick, it's Will Anderson. Let's see if I go for 3 for 3. Let's see if I go 3 for 3. Trade. They did trade. I knew, bro. I was saying they were gonna trade the pick. Who do? The Texans. Who the Texans get? Will Anderson? Did they really want Will Anderson that bad? They really wanted Will Anderson that bad. See, I knew the Cardinals was gonna trade back because they needed to come back. They couldn't get a QB. They didn't want a QB. They were gonna trade back. Yo, King Ricky said trade. That's crazy. It was gonna be a trade. It was going way too down the wire. Like, it was going way too close. The Cardinals knew they were not gonna make a quarterback be drafted by them. They knew that wasn't gonna happen. Will Anderson's gonna be a Texan. He was almost gonna be a Texan at 2. He's gonna be a Texan at 3. John Ramos said Tyler called it. Hey, bro, he might have. He just might have, man. The first trade goes down. Keep a trade tracker. That's trade number 1. They get on the phone. They really wanted Will Anderson, man. I think this is the pick, Will Anderson. That's kind of crazy. That's pretty crazy, man. They got a quarterback, so it's not going to be a quarterback at number 3. It's going to be Will Anderson. That's all it is. But did they have to trade up? I guess they really wanted him, man. He wasn't going to fall to their next pick, I believe, was number 10. But they had people saying Jackson Smith was going to go 10. People were saying Jackson Smith was going to go to the Texans. Is that going to happen still? Is Jackson Smith going to be drafted top 10 now? Who knows, man? Will Anderson, hey, man, DeMeco Ryans being that quarterback, being the coach, DeMeco Ryans being a defensive-minded coach. Of course, he's going to want the best defensive player, arguably, in the draft. It could be Jalen Carter. Is Jalen Carter still up there, you think? Jalen Carter or Will Anderson? What y'all think, man? Jalen Carter or Will Anderson? I think that's what it has to be, but if I'm making the last prediction, as it looks like Roger Goodell is going to be walking up shortly. He's coming up now. I think it's Will Anderson. Will Anderson, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Jalen Carter, man. We got 10 people to build it, man. Like up the stream, man. Comment in the chat how y'all think this trade is going so far, or the draft. Let's go. Let's see what it is. Will Anderson. Will Anderson, man. 3 for 3 right now. It could have been Jalen Carter. It could have been. If they really want to go like a really good defensive player, Jalen Carter's still on the board, but, you know, all that off the field stuff that I'm not even going to talk about kind of brought his draft stock down. Will Anderson is a Houston Texan. They had the number 2 pick and the 10th pick. They traded all the way up to number 2. I mean, they traded all the way back up to number 3 to go get Will Anderson, man. So they had back-to-back picks. The Texans, they wanted their guy, and they got him. Got arguably one of the best defensive players in this draft, and now they got a quarterback at the position, man. This is crazy. I wonder what they gave up, though. I don't think they gave up another first-round pick next year. They might have. Going from 10 to 2, they might have. 10 to 3, I'm sorry. I keep saying 2. They just had back-to-back picks. It's kind of crazy. But Will Anderson is a Houston Texan coming out of Alabama. He's a beast. He's a beast. I'm not going to lie. Will Anderson, in the national championship game the previous year, he was balling out. Like, he was literally balling out. And people were hoping that he was going to be declaring. And he wasn't even eligible yet. Wasn't even eligible. So for him to go out another year, stay healthy, come out and be that number 3 overall pick in the draft as a linebacker, you got to be good. Like, you have to be. I'm going to show y'all some Will Anderson highlights real quick. Will Anderson Jr. coming out of Alabama, man. A linebacker, 6'4". I didn't even think he was that big. I'm not going to lie. So now is Anthony Richardson going 4. That's tough. Richardson going 4 is tough. If you're the Colts, man, you got to be sure. Like, you have to be really sure on Anthony Richardson being that guy if he's at number 4. You got to be really sure. But listen, Jalen Carter's still there. You know, I think they need a quarterback in my opinion. But is Anthony Richardson going to be that? Damn, he just blew him up. Is Anthony Richardson going to be the answer at number 4? That's tough. Man, we got 13 people in the building right now, the most we've had so far, man. Like at the stream, comment in the chat who's gonna be the next pick. I'm 3 for 3 right now. I'm 3 for 3 with Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson. 4 is where it really separates. Like, it could be anybody. It could be anybody. But yeah, Will Anderson's a beast, man. Coming off the edge is probably his best skill set. But I think he's just an athlete. Like, put him on the field, he's gonna make plays. He just chased down Bijan Robinson, a top pick in this class. He just chased him down. Will Anderson is gonna be wrecking havoc in Houston, and who knows? I don't think the Colts can go Anthony Richardson. Richardson going to Indy. A lot of y'all saying Anthony Richardson going to Indy. It might be that. And that might be the play. Listen, I just need all the wide receivers to fall, man. If y'all don't know already, I'm a Giants fan. I need a receiver to fall. Maybe the Giants trade up for JSN. Nah, they can't do it. JSN cannot. We can't trade up for JSN. But Will Anderson going to be potentially playing against Anthony Richardson. Who knows? We're going to see. We shall see. But yeah, man. Will Anderson is a dog. Will Anderson is a dog. I completely forgot about Jalen Carter. Yeah, man. Jalen Carter is still on the board. It's just all that off the field stuff and people thinking about his personal life that it's going to. You can see the signs for sure. You can see the signs, but you know, you just never know how they're truly going to be in the NFL. You know, you still seen Micah Parsons had off the field issues and he was a stud. So you just might not see that. The pick is in for the Colts. So they're not trading away the pick. Shout out to Will Anderson, man. Who's the pick at 4? I can't say Anthony Richardson. Who do y'all think the pick is at 4, man? I can't say Anthony Richardson. I'm going to go. I'm going to say Anthony Richardson, man. You know, I was trying to tell myself, no, that's the only thing that makes sense to me at number 4, man. You don't trade back knowing that, you know, you don't need a defensive lineman like Jalen Carter. You have top guys in that defensive line like DeForest Buckner. Your defense has been good for a very long time. At the number 4 overall pick, you can't go defense when you haven't had a quarterback in a while. I think Levis going to Indy. Hey, you might be on to something. Number 4 is crazy, though. Oh, man. If I'm taking a chance on Levis or Anthony Richardson, I'm going Anthony Richardson. That's just me and honest. I think it's a toss-up between both of them. Like, you don't know how the career is going to pan out. I'd rather go with the guy that's a great athlete than Will Levis. A lot of people are comparing Will Levis to Carson Wentz. You saw how his stuff went. You saw how his career went. I'll slide. In his good days, he was good. He almost won an MVP. But after that, you know, you saw he just had a strong arm, and that was it. Accuracy went. Upstairs went. Hey, whoa. Anthony Richardson was putting his eyebrows up. I said Anthony Richardson was the pick. I could go 4 for 4. He just put his eyebrows up. Is he going to Indy? They didn't announce this pick already, man. The way he was looking, it looked like he got a call already. I don't know. Y'all let me know, man. I think he might be the pick at number 4. He just might be the pick. Will Levis is still up. Yeah, Will Levis is still up. Jalen Carter, low-key, the best prospect in this draft. I'm saying. Oh, here we go. I think it's Anthony Richardson. I think it might be. Wow, what? Anthony Richardson is going to be an Indianapolis Colt, man. That's crazy. Before this season, and once again, this is after the Giants, you know, were making moves. Anthony Richardson is supposed to be a Giant. I'm just throwing out all these quarterbacks that were. He was going to be a Giant, and he was going to be taken around the 20s. This man just went number 4. It's amazing what the Combine does, y'all. It's amazing what the Combine does. Anthony Richardson at number 4. We're 4 for 4 right now, talking about no Wendy's. But the Colts got their quarterback. Man. It's a big gamble. I'm going to be honest. It's a big, big gamble, in my opinion. But if you think that's your guy, you go get him. You don't wait. Somebody was going to trade up for Anthony Richardson if they didn't take him. And I definitely think he was going to fall to 4 regardless. I didn't think they were going to go Anthony Richardson, man. But I'm going to just keep rocking out with my picks, man. At this rate, Jackson Smith, you will be a New York Giant. I'm just saying. Dang, man. Anthony Richardson to the Colts. They haven't had a competent quarterback in a minute, man, because all they kept doing was relying on the roster around them and relying on the fact that, hey, man, you know, the defense will carry us, the running game will carry us. We just need a guy that can be a game manager. You saw Phillip Rivers, you saw Carson Wentz, you saw Matt Ryan. All three subpar average play at quarterback, took them nowhere, and they needed some guy for the future. Is Anthony Richardson going to be that? You know, I hope. I'm a root for the guy. I'm not going to hate on him. But number 4 is crazy, man. This guy was almost not going to be a first rounder when the season ended. That's crazy, man. Anthony Richardson, number 4. Let me know how y'all feeling in the chat, man. Anthony Richardson being a number 4. Are the Colts going to be good now? Are they going to be really good now? You know, last year they were very bad, but is Anthony Richardson the answer? Just might be. So Seattle, number 5. Straight off rip, who do I think they're going to take? Will Levis is still on the board. They have Geno Smith. Is Geno Smith the future? He's going to be there for the next couple of years, but I don't think he's going to be the immediate future. And I don't think they can bet on him. So Will Levis could be in play. But if I'm Seattle, I'm trying to win now. You had 2 first-round picks last year. You made it to the playoffs last year. I think Jalen Carter's the pick at number 5. Jalen Carter was the number 1. Like, people think he's the number 1, like, best player in this draft. If you see the number 1 best player in this draft fall all the way to number, 5? Take him. You straight up take him. I wonder what the Cardinals got in that trade. That's another conversation for another day. But Seattle on the clock at number 5. I think it's going to be Jalen Carter overall. Too great of a talent to let him slip even further. And that defense is about to get real scary if they get him. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. They got DK Metcalf. They got Tyler Lockett. They don't need a wide receiver. Don't see them going running back. Once again, Jalen Carter has to be the next pick. But let's watch some Anthony Richardson highlights real quick, man. He has all the traits that you want. He's fast. He's strong. Big frame. And he has a cannon. For me, it's just a decision-making, man. Your quarterback needs to be smart. Your quarterback needs to be able to make tight throws, make smart throws, and overall, he just needs to be able to make some plays. And he definitely can make plays with his legs, but I just don't know if he can make plays with his arm. Y'all let me know, man. Is he the answer for Indy? Is he gonna be the answer? I'm not sure, man. I'm just not sure. He's explosive, though. I'll give him that. He's explosive. You know, once again, I was thinking that the Giants were going to get him, but not at number 4. I thought this man was going to go late. I'm not sure if this is how I imagine the draft going. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know in the chat, man. Once again, like the video. Subscribe, man. Road to 1K is still active, man. This draft is going crazy so far. I'm just waiting on the Giants at 25, and I got to wait a long time till the Giants. But with Seattle on the clock, man, Jalen Carter, John says I'm going with Jalen Carter. I think so, too. I think it only makes sense for them. Go get your guy. Go get Jalen Carter. And, yeah, go get Jalen Carter and go make some plays, man. Not going to lie, I can see Detroit possibly getting Jackson. I can see it, too. But I don't think that's what they need, in my opinion. That's just me being honest. They drafted a receiver last year. You can't forget Jameson Williams. They drafted him in the first round. So they're definitely expecting he just he just got suspended for 6 games for betting. He was probably on Prize Picks like me, bro. Jameson Williams is probably on Prize Picks just like me. But Jameson Williams was drafted last year, so maybe they might not want to go wide receiver back to back, but maybe want to get weapons, man. Is Will Levis gonna be a Lion? Is Will Levis gonna be a Lion? They don't got one in the future. They don't have a quarterback for the future. 1:50 left. They're still on the clock, so they haven't made a play. Do they want to trade back? I don't think so. I think Jalen Carter has to be your move, man. They might be looking, but I think he has to be the move. We still got Anthony Richardson highlights going on right now. He's tough. I'm not going to lie. He's tough. He is tough, but number 4 is tough, man. He'd be on Prize Picks. I told you, Jameson Williams be on Prize Picks, bro. That's why he got it. They were saying that he made a bet in the building or something on a different sport or something like that. But, you know, they know the rules at the end of the day. He was probably on a Taco Tuesday just like me, bro. That's all it was. I don't got no Prize Picks ad, so let's stop talking about Prize Picks. But dang, man, Anthony Richardson gonna be an Indianapolis Colts crazy. A minute left, and the pick is not in, y'all. The pick is not in. Who is gonna get to be a Seattle